And for me, and what I saw in comedy was people like Kevin Hart, people like Bill Burr, people like that. And I'm like, I'm not like that. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
and then when you do it and you watch yourself, you're like, I'm nowhere close to that. Why am I even doing this?
Well, had you seen an open mic before?
No.
So when you went, because that was to me, like I had seen several open mics like at bars traveling, like just wherever, and realized like that, almost like the curtain is revealed. Like, because when you're watching a Netflix special of Kevin Hart, Burr, fucking Chappelle, it's like they put it into this realm of like,
a production.
Well, they're on the Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah,
of fucking their craft. And when you see an open mic, you're like, oh, well, I could probably do that. I could probably do that. I could probably do that. That was bad.
That's not that hard.
Not that it was. I mean, no. Sometimes it's just bad. Like some people do it; it's their first time, and this and that, and it is. It's like one of the like. I remember when I first did it, and people's advice was like, "Don't worry about being funny." And I think what they meant was just like, if you're able to do it, like, do words come out of your mouth,
right?
And you're not so choked up.
Just talk.
They just talk. Well, I mean, you want it to be formatted and funny, but like,
correct. But
they're so nervous that it's fucking like the audience can't even watch you, because I feel it's like a vibe thing. Like if you're coming up with that type of vibe that you're so fucking nervous you don't want to be up there, the audience doesn't want to watch that. You know what I mean?
100%. That's they tense up. So that's why it's so it's so important for us as comics to get the stage as much as possible, because if you think about it, you are sharpening your knife. Yeah. You are getting more and more comfortable on stage. And that's why when people are like, I think I could do that, and the professionals like that, and then you go up there and you're like,
I don't think so.
My friend Joey, I'm going to talk about what I think is funny. It's
it's always a weed story or a masturbation story.
Because that's all they know.
Well, that's what I think.
And that's what they think is funny.
Well, I mean, it can be, but I think when you get up there and it's like, oh shit, now I gotta. It's like, oh, they
actually have to bring jokes.
Well, it's like the guys that are just talking, the Chappelles or the Burrs. Like, it just seems like they're talking.
They're not.
Like, no. Segura does it like beautifully, where it's like you just think like he's talking to you like at the bar, and it's like, no, man, this is like well crafted. It took months and months to get here.
Yeah,
like,
a story has the ins and outs and the misdirection and all that stuff. You can't do that on the fly. I mean, you could.
Some guys do.
Some
I think
guys know how.
It's like after, like you said, Chappelle's like.
But how long has he been doing it?
Exactly. That's my point. Like to your point, actually, is like honing your craft over and over again, and like that's how you become Chappelle.
Yeah.
But again, even then, it's like I'm sure he spends a lot of time thinking about his shit and writing and.
Yeah, because I mean, I get offended sometimes. Like, I mean, even with my craft, is that like I've gone up on stage, even in the level that I'm at. I'm at no level. I'm at a fucking dirt level.
We're
dude.
bottom.
I'm at the bottom. I understand where I'm at.
I don't mind it in the basement.
Yeah, I know where I'm at.
We have fun.
We have fun. We have fun doing it. But I think, we are having fun in the basement, and just the mentality of us trying to be our best in this level.
Sure.
And then when people that just think that we're just going up there and just talking, it's like, okay, go ahead and think that whatever we're doing is so easy.
I've had other comics in the scene tell me that. They think I'm just up there like not doing bits. I'm like, nah, dude, those are. I mean, they're kind of weaved in with like making fun of people.
Right.
So it's like, no, those are like.
There's a craft.
There's something going on.
Yeah, there's something going on behind the scenes.
I don't get offended though. I almost take it like. I guess I kind of take it like complimentary if like it's like, oh, I tricked them. Like they think.
Oh, that's a good one.
They think. Well, because it started happening more and more where it's like they thought I was just up there bullshitting. Because I will make the thing like, all right, let me get into some jokes. Like, I'm not doing jokes. But, I don't get offended. I was just like, oh, I kind of tricked them. Like,
that's a good mentality to have.
Because, like, I'll do shit like crowd work. And it's kind of not crowd work. It's just, like, disguised as this crowd work where I'm engaging.
You're just engaging with another person.
Well, we're doing fucking dive bars where people, like, you gotta fucking get a hold of them, you know?
You gotta get a hold of people's attention.
Yeah, and it's like you said the other day, it's like when the people are drunk playing pool in the back, it's like almost impossible. So you gotta like.
And the thing is and that's the thing with comedy is that comedy is through connection, and you need to be able to create that connection with someone to make someone laugh. And if you aren't having eye contact with someone, you're trying to fight for someone's attention because they're talking to someone else at the bar. You can't make them laugh because they don't hear you.
Well, they don't pay attention. Well, that's the thing. Like you're like. Am I funny? Is this bit funny? It's like when you go into certain settings and it's like, well, no one's even fucking paying attention.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's a very hard judgment.
It's still not a good gauge of if it's fucking funny. Because a lot of the time we don't do comedy clubs. We don't. We're not doing theaters. And again, it's like to your point about watching Netflix. Like, I think most people don't see comedy the way we see it, where it's like, hey, this is a dive bar. Yeah. People are here to drink, not listen to comedy.
Yeah.
So it's like watching that. When people are nice enough to watch us, when I've done Levity, and they're nice enough to come and like sit there and be like, all right, I'm here to hear jokes. It's like, wow, what a relief. Or it's like, I can do a set.
I can do my job.
Well, it's like people like want to laugh. Or it's like people at the bar want to drink.
Yeah. And these people are like, I want to listen to you.
Yeah, people are like nice enough to be eating their chicken fingers politely and fucking
listen.
You know,
let the show go on.
Yeah. What was one of the it's just fucking. Yeah, it's just a different beast, dude.
It's a beautiful thing, and I think that's the thing with comedy is that when you are able to create comedy, you're basically creating a vacuum, and you have a vacuum of people, and now it's like you're the conductor, and you're the one that's going to create tension, and then you release the tension because people are just sitting there shutting the fuck up. Yeah. So you create the tension and then release it, and now the show is enjoyable. How fun!
Well, yeah. When they're just sitting there being like, "Hey, man, I got a babysitter. I got, we were spending money to watch the show. We literally want you to do well. We want you to do well. Right?
They don't. There's no people going to a comedy club that wants ill malice on a comedian. That's a fucked up individual. Why would you want to go to a comedian? Like, I hope you bomb, bro. You suck. I paid $80 for you to suck, dog.
Well, if you paid $80, I guess that's my thing. Like your expectations. I think Hannibal Burr says that joke about seeing Eddie Griffith. He's like, Eddie Griffith's funny. He $80 for me. You know, you didn't want to pay to see him. It's fucking classic. So, what were your other guys that you really liked, like comedy wise, like looking up to or emulated? I mean, not emulated, but just were like, oh man, this I like this guy.
Energy gravitating towards.
We're just like, hey man. So for me, it was Carlin. Like when we were doing this cross country trip as kids, my dad, brother, and I, and we had this tape. Carlin goes back to school, and we just listened to it. And I just remember, and it wasn't like I'm going to do comedy because I was like 11 years old, but I was like, wow, what a cool job. Like, what a cool job this would be, right? And that just always stuck in my head. Okay. And I didn't start till I was 30. So it's like, but that stuck with me. So like Carlin, I mean, who was your other guys? That's all I'm asking.
I think Kevin Hart was a big one. Kevin Hart, I think energy-wise, and then Bill Burr truth-wise. Okay. I think Kevin Hart is someone that I kind of more emulate energy-wise, I feel, because I am kind of this quirky, wild individual that has all this energy that's fucking just wanting to play kickball all the time and play water polo. And
that's
I'm just a very high functioning, fucking high energy. I'm very extreme, I think. And then also Bill Burr, I think, touches up on something that I wish I had because like he keeps it so real. And I think there's a part of that.
What do you mean? Like how he feels about something, or
I think it's his ability to convey a feeling about something he's passionate about, but instilling humor in it, but also articulating that there should be a provocation of thought.
That's a really good point. Yeah, like something maybe you wouldn't think would be funny. And he finds the humor. Yeah, and his way of doing it, his delivery is angry, and like it's a little off-putting. But it's still hilarious. And I'm like, I know that I could never do something like that. Like the way he does it, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm like, I enjoy that. That's nothing that I could touch, but I like the way you deliver it. And it's really cool. I'm glad that there's one of you out there. Oh, sure. You know? Yeah, well, Bill, I think, does the best job of seeming like this very angry Irish dude. And I think really he definitely has that in him, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I think overall, he is kind of a happy dude.
He is. I think he is. I mean, he has two daughters. He has a wife.
And a daughter, but his wife.
Daughters. Two daughters. Okay.
Well, I know he has two kids.
Yeah.
I don't fanboy out to the point of knowing.
No, it's all right.
The intimacy.
No, it's fine. But like, I
love Bill too. He's on my Mount Rushmore.
It's a persona for one.
Yeah.
And then people forget about that. And I think also, the fact that it's such a polarizing difference from me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's why you like it.
That's why I like it. It's so different from me.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm like, that's not me at all. But I like that I can enjoy you, and I want to listen.
Get angry on
what you have to say.
I've seen you get frustrated at the drunks.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's fucking hilarious. Honestly, that makes me laugh. I mean, it's not funny. It's like inside baseball at that point where it's like, and no, I'm not laughing at you. I don't want to. No, yeah. It's not like that. It's just like when your buddy's up there struggling and you get it because like
there's an understanding.
Well, just you, like you said, you are a very happy, upbeat dude and portray that upbeat energy on stage. But when when they're being unruly and they're being assholes, and you kind of give it back to them, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's your true emotion, and it's just
really happening.
Well, it's not how you deliver your jokes, and it's just like you step out of that persona, I guess. And it's just like I see it, I guess, but maybe other people don't. But it's just because I've seen you perform so many times.
Yeah.
But I think it's fucking hilarious.
It is. I don't know, man. I wear my heart on my sleeve sometimes. And,
you absolutely
or all the time, really.
Well, you'll go in there. What I mean is, like, you'll go in there trying to do your shit, trying to do your act,
the best that I can,
and just trying to ignore
bullshit.
Here, and then it gets so unruly that you're like, and like that, like a real. I mean, you see it in like people. It's like breaking character. Almost.
Yeah, you're breaking character. Yeah, 100%.
What about? Let's switch gears. Like, what about films? Like, what were your favorite films growing up? You mentioned some shows as a kid. Were you a big movie guy, like movie kid?
I wasn't a big movie buff growing up. I
liked buff, but just like you saw a movie and you're like, wow, dude, this like really resonated.
Yeah, I mean, I gravitated towards like superhero movies. I mean, that's fun, but like actual films, like filmography, like Quentin Tarantino, stuff like that. I didn't really get into that until like an older age.
Okay. Well, you still watched them, though, right?
Yeah, I still watched them. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, what was a movie that you saw? Like, as a kid, like, we have these moments. Like, to me, when I first saw like Good Will Hunting, it was like, wow, dude, this is a very powerful piece of art. Like, it really stuck with me. Does that make sense? Did you have that, or were?
I didn't.
No.
Okay. I might have been oblivious as a kid.
So what were the things that kind of like just inspired you? Like you mentioned, like comedy, where it's like, hey, I want it because like you're doing art. Like,
it was cooking.
Cooking, that's right. Yeah,
cooking.
Shout out to it. So what age did you get into like your love of cooking? Because you got Macks Meals. Like you're obviously very active chef. You're killing it.
As early as I can remember. I mean, I found
sick, dude.
Yeah, like I mean, when I was a kid in high school, I was watching Food Network all the time.
Okay, so let me ask you that then.
All I watched was food shows.
What was your like Iron Chef? Like what was
your
favorite?
I watched every single one.
What was your favorite
Iron Chef, Chopped. I watched 30-Minute Meals with Rachel Ray. There was one that they like had kids that would go through like a culinary school thing, and they like graduate at the end. It was stupid, terrible television.
So that was your jam. Like
that was my jam.
The Food Network.
The food stuff. Day. Yeah, Mario Batali, Emerald, all
Who's your top five? Like let's say top five chefs.
Rachel Ray.
Okay.
But she doesn't even consider herself a chef, really. Bobby Flay.
Flay, dude. I ate at this restaurant in fucking Vegas.
Dude. Yeah. Mesa. Well, granted, he has other restaurants there.
I can't remember which one it was.
The one I'm thinking of is in Caesar's Palace.
That's the one I think I ate.
Yeah, and it's called Mesa.
Okay.
Mesa
it had a Mexican vibe to it.
Mexican Tex-Mex stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
It's fucking good, dude. I think I had like a duck-filled pancake there or something like that. Crazy. What the fuck is that? What the hell are you doing over there, dude?
You're doing a lot for that.
Yeah, you're doing the most, bro. Why are you stuffing a pancake? What the fuck?
All right. Blueberries.
All right, bro. Relax. Okay.
I'm probably fired, though. You're being a judge on the fucking Michelin star.
Yeah. Those are definitely my favorites. That's all I really watched was food. Food stuff.
Did you watch like any of those travel, like Bourdain?
Travel, all the travel stuff.
Yeah.
Even it wasn't even Food Network. It was called the Cooking Channel. There was another one, and I think that was a Canada-based thing. I don't know what it was, but there was a guy.
Was it more like a Bourdain style show, or was it more like set studio cooking?
No, they had different. It wasn't as like Hollywood and glammed up. It was like you kind of saw like more of like the real side of cooking, and there was like more like shows that were like. There was a show called Chuck's Day Off, and that was my favorite show. That was my favorite show ever. It's Chuck Hughes, and he's a Montreal chef.
Okay.
And basically, he's a restaurateur, and he owns a restaurant in Montreal, or Quebec, or something like that, on the east coast of Canada.
Okay.
And basically, his restaurant is open 6 days out of the week. And on his last day, Monday, and has the day off, he brings in, a vendor. Or his barber, or someone who sells them cool oysters or whatever, and he just cooks for them, and then and that's how it's filmed. And I'm like, that's cool, man.
And they just kind of chop it up,
and they just chop it up at the end when they're eating. But like in the whole process, you're watching him make a meal in the restaurant, and it's really cool. So I kind of gravitated towards that more so, that type of thing, because that was like more of like a lifestyle and a life that I thought I wanted to take on, was like the life of a restaurateur.
What's the restaurateur? Like a chef restaurant? What's the difference in that term?
A chef would be someone who is underneath the command of like an owner of like, say you wanted to open up a restaurant and you're like, I need to hire a chef who's going to take care of the food situation and the brigade in the kitchen, and I'll just focus on the front of the house and all the other crap.
So if
that's an owner lifestyle. Right. But the chef lifestyle is like, I now have a brigade of 5 to 10 to 15, 20 people that I need to oversee. Mm-hmm. Now I need to create a menu. I need to do pricing sheets, inventory, maintaining the kitchen, all that stuff, and that's all you're dedicated to. Right. But the owner oversees everything. So
a restaurateur is like both?
Restaurateur is someone who's in the process of opening all these different restaurants.
Got it.
So, yeah, but I was more so wanting to go in the line of a chef. So I was like trying to soak up as much knowledge as I could, like Food Network.
How old were you when you were like, I'm going to be a fucking chef?
I was probably like, I think I was like 12, 17,
wow, dude, that's
14.
fucking sick.
And then when I got to high school, I think around 15, 16, 17, that's when I started to realize like chefs work a ton. They were 60, 70 hours a week. I was like, I don't know if I want to be a chef anymore. So then I was like, maybe I should like go into like restaurant management, because that's what I like, being around people and being hospitable. Okay. So I was like, maybe I'll just do that. And then they kind of just went from there.
Nice, dude. Now you started, like, how long's Macks Meals been going
on? Publicly, it's been going on for 2 years.
Hell yeah, dude. Congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Sick. That's a ton of work, obviously.
Oh, it's a ton of work. But I enjoy it. I love it. I love being able to bring value to people. I think that's a lot of fun. Being able to cook for people and just, like, help them save time, money, effort, stress, all that. Yeah. Knowing that I can kind of put that on my back and put that on my shoulders, and I ride that for them. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Like, that's awesome, dude. Kind of makes me feel like a little bit of a superhero in a way. All right. Like, hey, I got you. You know, when people are like, "Oh, I don't know how to lose weight," or I'm struggling with time and stuff. I'm like, why don't you just let me do it for you? And they're like, I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. You clearly don't know what you want.
Some people are indecisive.
Yeah, but I'm just like, that's what I'm here for. Like, use me. You know what I mean?
Well, you've been building your client over the 2 years, before that. And you're at World's Gym, right? Just down the road.
I just got a partnership with them.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, which is really cool. So now
I feel like that's your demographic. People are like, you know.
I'm like their
trusted meal prep supplier. Some people are going to give you excuses like, okay, man, I'm here when you need me.
Exactly. And that's what I said to them. I'm like, you know what? I'm here when you need me. Like,
it's not the food.
You're on your own journey. You're on your own journey. Yeah. And when you find me, you find me. But if you know,
the same people are like, I don't know how to do it. It's like they're just kind of maybe looking for excuses. I don't know.
And that's the thing with this industry, and that's what I've noticed about influence with like trying to get someone on board with what you're rocking. It's kind of like you kind of do have to baby step them, because like, you know, they think that maybe I'm selling them something, and it's like trying to take advantage of them. And it's like, all right, it's like
with what you do though, it's like pretty. There's no like,
it's pretty transparent.
Right, that's what I was.
You know what I mean? So like,
there's no man behind the curtain being like, I'm going to upcharge you. It's like, no, here's the cost of the meals. Order this many meals, and
there you go. Yeah, it's
simple, easy peasy.
Exactly.
You're a good dude. You're very trustworthy.
Yeah, and especially with my weight loss journey too. That's been another one.
Yeah, dude. We were just before we started. Like, you showed me old footage, clips, and like. I don't know, because I see you so often, I thought it was more subtle, and like you showed me that photo, I'm like, God damn, dude, like, yeah, congrats, like you
big difference.
Oh yeah. You said like 30 pounds, right?
30 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, you can really see it when you put like the old photos like
side by side.
Now it's like like little back.
Whoa.
Like, well, yeah, it was all just like.
I didn't even realize that I had 30 pounds to lose. I honestly.
No, neither did I. That was maybe the thing. Like, until like when you showed me the photo, I'm like, hey, goddamn, dude, good for you. Yeah. Macks Meals works.
Yeah. So when
proof is in the pudding.
So that's what I say. Like, when people ask me about how did you lose all the weight, I'm like, with the help of like the meal prep in which I delivered to my clients, and and then like after saying that, it's still saying like, but what else is there? And I'm like, I don't know what else you want me to say.
That's the thing. I think. I mean,
you know
especially with you. I mean, I've met you, I've had your food, like, again, all the things that I look for in, like, a company and a person. It's like, yeah, dude, you're checking all the boxes. The ingredients are coming from Whole Foods. Like, you're showing what's in the food, you're showing how you cook it. It's just like, you don't even get that at the restaurant you're sitting at.
Yeah, I literally told you how I made it.
Red Lobster isn't that transparent. You know, Chili's. Last time you ate at Chili's.
I told you I put brown sugar in that sauce. I told you that.
Well, right, or I'm sure, I think you do that, right? It's like, if you want something, like, without it, like, you'd probably be accommodating. I don't know, like, or you just, there's choices in the meals, like, with it laid out, so if you don't want this one.
Just get it something else.
Right.
Yeah, it's that simple.
Nah, that's what I mean, dude.
Yeah.
Some people are just looking for excuses. And with the internet now being so accessible, probably people are just looking to bitch at you.
I think also
what do you mean $11? It should be $8.
Or what do you mean you're only doing 600 calories? I read somewhere you're only supposed to do 800. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You need a part of another bowl, you know?
Yeah, maybe eat an orange or something.
That's fucking awesome. No, congrats on that, though, dude.
Thank you.